Hello, everyone. My name is Karine Perset, and I'm the acting head of division for the Artificial Intelligence and Emerging Technologies Division at the OECD here in Paris. I want to commend the leadership of the Committee for Economic Development of Australia in organizing this timely summit. Some of you might be familiar with the OECD AI principles that were adopted 5 years ago now in 2019 through the OECD recommendation on AI governance and updated this year to keep pace with rapid AI developments in terms of AI technologies and AI uses. So these principles constituted the first intergovernmental agreement on AI, so intergovernmental standard basically, and represented a broad consensus between OECD member countries and beyond. Now, they indeed have been since then acting as a blueprint for policy frameworks around the world to help manage risks from AI and benefit from the positive implications of AI and shape policies for trustworthy AI more broadly. And they were really born out of a clear need expressed by a broad range of stakeholders for guidance on how to foster trust in AI and its broad adoption. The principles themselves promote innovative and trustworthy AI, upholding human rights and democratic values. They're divided into basically two sets of principles. The first are values-based principles. And so this is really about the values that all actors should reflect in developing and designing and implement and deploying their AI systems. And so those are concepts like transparency, like upholding human rights, like explainability in certain cases where it's needed. Security, robustness, and privacy are also very important components, as is accountability of all actors for the systems that they deploy. The second set of principles are targeted towards policymakers, and they basically are guidance for policymakers to prepare an enabling environment for AI to flourish through investment in research and development in AI, through adapting the skills force, training, and upskilling as the population as needed, preparing the transition, also preparing populations for changes due to AI in terms of jobs, in terms of other things, ensuring the availability of data, high quality data, of computational power, AI compute, and of algorithms. And lastly, they emphasize the international cooperation that's needed because with the internet, artificial intelligence and our AI services no borders. Okay, so the principles have 47 adherents to date. They include Australia, the United States, Japan, Korea, Canada, the UK, the US, Italy, Egypt, Korea, etc. So they're really very broadly distributed in terms of the adhering countries, and this kind of shows their universality. In addition, the definition of an AI system that's contained in the OECD AI principles has been used in several national or regional regulations or self-regulatory frameworks in the US, in the European Union, as well as in the Council of Europe's Framework Convention on Artificial Intelligence, Democracy, and the Rule of Law. And so this is a good example of how the OECD can help countries develop consensus on, agree on common definitions or common frameworks that to then maximize the interoperability of their regulatory regimes. We've been very impressed by Australia's proposed paper to introduce regulatory guardrails for high-risk AI settings, and this risk-based approach seems really to be the way forward. Looking ahead, I would stress the first point I'd make is that the ethical principles, the ethical considerations that are outlined in the AI ethics principles should be incorporated in future AI regulations. And second, that Australia's regulatory approach should strive to be consistent as much as possible with international standards to promote global collaboration and interoperability in AI technologies.